All right, we're popping back in. So, you just finished up getting Christine in the back. She's going to be doing the auctioneer job. You have only a little bit of time before the auction begins. What's the final plans you have to put in place before the auction?
I'm probably just doing tech checks, because there's probably, making sure the mics work, and probably have a setup to have, like, a screen that shows the current price, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And that depends, actually. Is it going to be a call-out auction, or is it going to be people have little things where they can, like, press buttons to bid, so it's more anonymous?
I think it's people raise little signs and stuff.
Okay, so open auction.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Dawn and I'll probably mostly stay in the back area to make sure that nothing unusual happens, although I should probably go and change into a nicer suit.
Yes.
A nicer suit. You're already in a suit.
Yeah. That's why I need to change into a nicer one.
Is it exactly the same, but just slightly different?
No. It's got a different collar.
Ah, okay.
The pants are cut a little bit differently. And there's a cummerbund.
And I'd probably change into a... like... what is it? Business formal. I probably don't go full suit.
All
She's
right.
got her fancy new dress with her gun strapped probably to her leg.
Okay.
And it's not a small gun, it is the sawed-off shotgun. It's very obvious. Dawn is very afraid.
We did make it so that we were okay to have fairly basic weapons, right?
Yes. I mean, because of the nature of the entire thing, you could probably have weapons for anything, of any kind of weapons. You didn't really
let's
say...
be real. Half the people here are deadly without weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and also the other half are also not killed by normal weapons. So,
Yep.
I don't think it matters all that much.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just doing a bit of setup here. Any final things? Just getting ready and preparing yourself to go. Or...
Okay. Is Helena our Helena?
No.
Okay. Then you're gonna have to add my name to that one. Or actually, probably either Dawn or Ryan. Because remember, we have that understanding with good old Dracula. I mean, Mr. Cromwell.
Yes. So yeah. So that's the first item's bidders. That is your cup's bidders. As you can see, those are the folks that are interested in the cup. People that are interested in the spider dope. I have to do more of them. I just quickly added that there.
Sure.
I only added one. Let's see here.
I imagine ophthalmologist.
Ophthalmologist?
No, that's not her name.
Like, I can't remember who ophthalmologist would be.
Quistamala.
Quistamala. Yeah. Okay.
I knew. Funny enough, I knew who you were going with, who you were trying to say.
Yeah.
But I also blinked on her name.
Yep. Ophthalmologist.
So actually that far. Quistamala, Optimala.
Yep.
Okay, for this one. Let's see here.
So, for anyone who can't see,
I'm adding in. Why don't you say the people for the ones that like the ancient goblet? Yeah,
that's what I was going for.
Okay.
So, our bidders for the ancient goblet are Jay, our presumed first ghoul, Vasilisa, Vaseline Lady, who is the person that killed Baba Yaga?
theoretically.
Or theoretically killed Baba Yaga?
Yes.
We have Victor Statnik, who is, I believe, the Abomination.
Mm-hmm.
We have an asshole. Sorry, Uar Saken. We have Helena, who is a name stealer. Because this is the Tremere?
Yes, this is the Toreador.
Toreador, sorry. The bullfighter.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Francisco Beckett. Nefertiti, Dawn, and Ryan. But that leaves out an interesting person.
There's some more changes again. I've added the stuff for the Web of Anasa and the Bonds of Dreaming. I don't know who you were expecting, but I might have missed
DeLaurent.
something.
The Malkavian, I believe.
Yes. DeLaurent is not bidding on it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the Egyptian spider totem, the Web of Ananasa, we've got Tamala Pakme, our coyote wolf dog friend of Francisco.
Yep.
Federico, sorry. Federico? Francis? Well, I don't remember which one's which. Walks on Earth, our... Oh, Fangs is there, that's right. Walks on Earth, our werewolf buddy. Fangs, our Nosferatu buddy. Orson Holden.
Francisco's the one we're trying to kill.
Right, so Federico is the one that... well, that makes sense. He's theoretically got the other one. Orson Holden, our English anarch friend. The Mokale.
Yeah, I never remembered his name. That's my bad. I could have looked. I kept forgetting where to look it up from too. I'm like, what episode was he in? Ah, crap, I can't remember.
The Dragon Shifter.
Yeah.
Quistamala, the spider lady, and Mr. Fisher, who is... I don't remember.
He is the Pentex man.
Oh, right. Okay. So the Bonds of the Dreaming, a set of old coins. We've got Sylvan, Hallie, Mark Stance, Sylvan. I'm trying to remember who Sylvan was.
Sylvan at the bottom, the Shadow Lord.
Yep. Oh, what?
Oh, werewolf.
Yeah, I don't think you told us.
Sylvan Ivanovich.
Sylvan Ivanovich.
Pantsuit.
Sorry, you knew he was a werewolf. I think you identified him as eventually. I thought you did.
I mean, you described him as a tough woman in a pantsuit.
Well, now you know. Or maybe out of game you would know, but
So it's a man.
I think it's a female. Sylvan Ivanovich Sylvan. I believe it's a woman. Just with a very weird name.
All right.
Yeah. Let me just check this here. Is indeed a woman. Sylvan
Okay.
Ivanovich Sylvan. It's a weird name because it's like it really is Sylvan Ivanovich Sylvan with
Weird.
dashes in the middle. Like, yeah, I don't know
Wait,
why.
Sylvan.
She's
It's Sylvan dash Ivanovich dash Sylvan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And put it into chat here just so you see it here. This is how it's portrayed in all the media that she comes from. Do not know why it's that way.
Weird player characters.
Yeah. Weird NPCs that someone's made.
So, Holly is the La Sombra contact that our Prince Helena wants to meet with.
Mhm.
Mark Stance. These are all people bidding on those old coins. Mark Stance, I believe, was the hunter.
Yes.
Hunters from Dracula's Mr. Cromwell's castle.
Mm-hmm.
Orson Holden again. Wilhelm Waldberg. Was the Prince of Germany.
No, he was the Wilhelm Wallberg. It was the Prince of Berlin.
Sorry. The
Yeah.
prince we met in Germany.
Yes, that's right. Prince you met in Germany is correct. In brain work too.
Yep. Sabu, who was our large, quiet
African
contact.
friend. Yeah, African friend.
Yep. Horatio,
Chicago.
who is the Chicago prince. Yep. And Ryan. That kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's all we got so far. Anybody weird missing from that? Ooh, the Silver Fang King, Jonas Albrecht.
He doesn't want the coins.
Hmm.
Whatever reason, those coins are not involved with him. At least it seems that way.
Or he doesn't need them for anything.
You never know.
Or he's got plans to get them later.
Yeah, that's honestly with the first one. That's what I'm thinking. The guy, because he really wanted the goblet, but he's not bidding on it. Meaning he may just plan to take out whoever gets it.
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of... So, I'm thinking that Juggler and Mal Davis and Dickie are probably... would make sense to go for those Bonds of Dreaming just to run the price up for Horatio. As if he starts looking like he's going to get it. Alright, so the Claw of the Abyss, the sacrificial black dagger. Ooh, Durga Sin wants that one. Uar Saken wants that one. Celestine wants that one. Durga Sin, of course, is a blacksmith who forged a bunch of cool stuff. Uar Saken is an asshole. Celestine, you guys have already met. Victor, I'm guessing since you didn't put the last name... Oh, no, because there's no C in it. This Victor is the Gangle, who was supposed to transport Durgasin's sword.
Mm-hmm.
Nurg, who's the demon-aligned associated thing. Detective Liebner, who's also weird, who is apparently no longer there, and a fallen angel or demon or something. And then Kui Yaling. Kui Yaling was in charge of the American Kuai Jin.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Let's see here. We would put one there. It has been updated if you want to refresh it. Up through the
Best family armor.
Yeah, that's been finished up.
Yep. So Mary of the Sisters wants that one, as does Juggler, the Anarch from Chicago, as does Tally, the La Sombra, and this is one that Jonas, the Silver Werewolf King guy, wants.
Mm-hmm.
Also, both Victors, and Orson Holden, and Aristotle de Laurent, so another Nodist guy. Mr. Klaus, I think, wasn't he the Prince of Philadelphia?
Probably. We'll say that's who he is, because I never remember who he was. So, he's the Prince of Philadelphia. Sounds great. That's where the fuck we ever found him from. I don't remember otherwise.
And Francisco du Padua, I believe.
Yep.
That's Francisco.
Yep.
Guys were killing.
Cool. Maybe he'll get it. Man.
Alright, and next two are addressed.
Sweet Eyes of the Bastet. We've got Tamala Pakme, our coyote Federico's girlfriend or whatever. Sebastian, who is the technological werewolf friend of Plods the Tundra. Cebu again.
I assume Tamala Pache is basically whenever it's Federico who's betting, it's going to be her as well. They're probably... Because he doesn't want to make himself known to Francisco.
I thought he was there officially.
Which one
I don't...
are you saying would be here officially or not officially?
Was Federico here officially?
Federico.
The one who's trying...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's...
The one who...
that you
the assassin.
No, Federico I haven't listed at all, because he's not there officially.
Yeah. I didn't think
Tamalapake shows up because...
Oh, okay.
He's having...
On his behalf.
On his behalf.
Okay.
But maybe also on her own behalf. It's hard to tell with her.
I thought
she's covering two people.
I thought he was there. He just was staying out of sight because he didn't want to cause, like, obvious issue with Francisco.
I think that I thought Federico was the one who was out, who was just not listed, and Marie was the one who was unofficially, Marie was the one who was here officially but not listed.
No, Maria is the one who has the rooms underneath ours.
Okay, maybe both of them weren't then. I was under the impression that Federico was not here officially.
I thought the only person we had unofficial was Maria.
I think Maria is technically the only true unofficial one. He is probably listed, but isn't showing up for the auction. He might be listed.
Right.
Like the thing is, technically speaking, most people know who's at the auction, not by having a full list that they have to see, but by who they saw. And he is technically on your auction list, but he isn't showing up.
He is invited, unlike Maria.
Mm-hmm. But no one would know that he was invited, was the kind of thing.
Right. So he has the protection of the Elysium, whereas Maria doesn't.
Got it.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Okay. So... Sabu Jonas, Mr. Fisher, so Pentex is after the Eyes of the Bastet as well. And also Quistamala. Okay. And then for the Staff of Tremere, we've got Francisco. Our prince, Helena. Grimgroth, asshole. Orson Holden. He was the one who wanted us to steal it. Oh no.
Yeah, he's the one that wanted you to steal it. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's trying to keep it in the circles.
He's trying to officially keep it. Remember, he's the one you gave it to for he was the one that brokered getting it to the gargoyles. Yes. He wants to have it officially.
Yeah. And then Mr. McDowell. All I can think of when I see Mr. McDowell is Malcolm McDowell.
Uh-huh.
Out for a bit of the old ultra-violence?
Sure.
No, he's a technocrat, apparently. And then Kui Yaling. So now we got the vial of blood next.
I'm just about done the blood and the mirror, so that's why I was finishing both of those. And I was gonna...
Yep, no problem. I'm just trying to keep the patter up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gosh, so many people.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who's going for what.
Yep.
Like,
Oh boy.
I barely understand who these people are, and now I have to see tons of their names on items and I have no idea why people want what.
That's why I'm trying to go through each person.
Yep.
So, the vial of blood, lots of people want.
Mm-hmm.
So, Questamala is the spider lady. Kui Yaling is the Asian vampires, she's the head in the U.S. Helena the Toreador, the bullfighter. We don't know much about her at all. Tali, the La Sombra anti-tribu who's trying to get back into the Camilla or something.
Yeah.
Mr. McDowell is the technocrat, the tech mage. Jay, who we still think is the first ghoul, which kind of makes sense that he only wants the vial of blood in the ancient goblet, because theoretically that'll take him to home, I guess? I don't know. Vasilisa is the little girl who supposedly killed Baba Yaga like 100 years ago or something. 50 years, I don't know. Then Victor Statnik is the Abomination. And if the blood of the Ancient is what it theoretically is supposed to be, which would be the blood of Caine, I think? The blood of the first vampire? Then he wants it because it'll basically make him super duper super powerful. Which, I mean, probably everybody wants all of these things for that reason, but whatever. Orson is our contact with the Anarchs in London again. Stephen Lenoir. Prince of London?
Yes. Prince of London.
Yeah.
Horatio, Prince of Chicago.
Yep. Good old Horatio. Who are second, our asshole mummy friend. Ooh.
If he gets that vial of blood, I am dead.
Who, Horatio?
Yeah, I'm just like, if he gets, because they can become, because isn't it the whole idea you can like gain the power of the blood you drink of a vampire older than you?
Normally if you drink a lot more than just like a little sip, but
Potent
okay. Blood can have effects on you.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, well, now I can just destroy this guy without worrying about him.
A good example would be like, just a general, like an elder's blood would be effectively, if you would drink some of that, it would count as 2 blood points for one thing, and would have some other effects normally too. So,
in addition to making you beholden to them.
That's the other thing too. So, I mean, there's definitely a trade-off in a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, well, of course.
And then Francisco, which kind of makes sense because he's looking for the cup as well. The Silver Mirror, the Soul of Gaia, Tamala Pakme. Okay, Durga Sin. Tamala Pakme is, of course, our coyote Federico's girlfriend. Durga
She
Sin
probably
is the
wants that for
blacksmith.
herself. Just looking at this and seeing all of the seeing all the changing breeds.
Yeah,
this one it's probably very much a changing breed thing.
I'm guessing Savu is supposed to be Sabu.
Did I I might have misspelled it by accident because I'm quickly typing.
Yeah, no problem.
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be Sabu, yeah.
Yep. Nefertiti, Sebastian McDown, Werewolf, Ryan, our cockroach buddy. Nefertiti is a vampire, though, so that's something. Sabu, I don't think we ever figured out what he was.
She's a vampire who does a lot of animal experimentation and animal ghouling.
This is true. Good old abomination Victor Statnik, the Mokale, Jonas, the king of werewolves, Mr. Fisher, who is the Pentex dude, and Sylvan Ivanovich Sylvan, who is something.
Yes.
No, we don't know what they are.
Nope.
You didn't tell us.
We never figured out who Sylvan is.
Yeah. So the Dawn of Gehenna, we've got Mary from the Sisters of Totally Not Christ. Juggler, who is the Anarch from Chicago. Helena the Toreador. Mark Stance, who's one of the vampire hunters. Which, I mean, presumably they hunt other things too, but mostly vampires. King of the Werewolves. Anarch Buddy from London. The
Why
little
is there
girl
a vampire hunter at basically a vampire party?
Hey man, I don't ask questions.
That's a very, very, very good question.
I don't know.
I mean,
if I knew who he was sooner, I would have questioned that a whole lot.
I mean, Dracula is the one who said that he was invited. He's on the list.
No, I know, but it's just kind of like... Well, I mean, to be fair, with a lot of high-powered vampires, you're probably not going to do your practice, but...
Yeah. So, King of the Werewolves, Little Girl with a Teddy Bear, killed Baba Yaga. Jay again. Grimgroth, the Tremere from London. Aristotle de Laurent, Beckett, and Durgasin. The Ancestor Lantern, Francisco. Interesting. Lars, our mechanic, and also gun fixer. Tromps the Lands. By the way, his name is actually Walks the Earth. I just keep making up new ways to say it.
I know. I've noticed.
But he's a nice guy. And if you ever ask me to stop, I totally will.
Nope, it's fine.
It's funny.
In front of him, anyway. Nefertiti, again, for that Ancestor Lantern. Kui Yaling, kind of makes sense. Mary of the Angels, or whatever she is. She's a vampire, by the way, from the Sisters of something. I'm not looking it up again.
She's not a
And then
vampire,
Mr.
she's a mage.
Oh, right. She's from the Technocrat, not Technocrat ones.
Yeah, she's from the normal mages, not the Technocrats.
Okay. And then Mr. McDowell, who is looking for a bit of the Ultraviolet. The Silver Sword is no longer up for auction. Can we tell who looks upset about that? Other than Celestine? Or does Celestine also look...
Jonas and Sylvan seem to be very upset about it. Celestine seems not to care.
Interesting. That's the only sword I can think of.
There was also a dagger.
Yeah, that's true.
And he is bidding on that.
Okay, cool.
Where the hell was I? Okay, that's where I was. Trying to remember what I was doing.
Sorry.
That's fine. I think that's that's that one. Okay, so now we're up through the next couple. There's just two left to finish up after this, which I can quickly do.
The Ether box, Mr. Fisher from Pentex, Mr. McDowell from... Why can I never remember what he is fucking from? Because I'm always thinking a little bit of the Ultraviolet.
McDowell is the Technocrats.
That's right. Okay, so Pentex, the people associated with Pentex, the other mages, good old Yeezy Faux Show, and you spelled it right, very nice.
Yeah, Yeezy's on. You're like, when was he a bidder?
Actually, no, it's a Y. It's Yeezy. But faux,
whatever.
With the four.
I remember the
faux
show. Yeah, the $4
$sign HO.
Oh, yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna get it perfect. it's not always.
You did really good though. I am impressed.
Was this a joke that was going on during that time?
No, that like I couldn't. He gave him the pimp name, like
Yeah, he was trying to think of a name, and I was like, "What about Yeezy Faux Show?" And he's like, "Okay, Yeezy Faux Show." And I was like, "No, you spell it with a 4 and a $sign."
That's so great.
Our favorite London pimp.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's accurate.
He's the only one I know, and he isn't even one anymore. So I guess we don't know any more.
He
London
will
pimps.
always be a London pimp in spirit
Mm-hmm. That's true.
and in dress.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is also true.
Yep. All right, Orson Holden. Sorry, getting back to the strange device, the Easter box. Orson Holden, Anarch from London. Melita, who was a Nosferatu from Germany, I believe, from Berlin.
Yep.
Uarsa Caine, asshole, and Lars, our mechanic.
Yeah, which that's the only thing that he seems to have been on so far.
No, he's been on a couple things.
Did I put him down for
He
something?
bid on the Blood of the Ancient.
Ah, well, yeah, okay. Okay, I forgot he bid on that one. I remember who I put where, too.
I could have sworn he bid on one of the other things, too.
Who are you looking at?
Lars.
Lars. You also bid on the lantern.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
On the lantern.
So the coin, with the worn face on one side and the etched blood drop on the other, is the Drop of Enoch. Durgasin the blacksmith. Ooh, Cromwell is bidding on that one.
Yes.
Neat. Our prince, Helena Panhard. Beckett, Aristotle, the two most knowledgeable Naudists. Jay and Silent Bob. Grimgroth, the Tremere asshole from London. Vasilisa, the little girl with the teddy bear. Victor, the gangrel who probably wants to kill us. The other Helena, the bullfighter, Toreador. And Juggler, the Anarch from Chicago. And then we've got 2 more.
Which I'm just
I'm just interested in who Jay, or why Jay wants some of these things.
The question.
Do you remember who we think Jay is?
I know. No, I know. But it's just kind of like he wants a lot of the stuff that Francisco wants.
Yeah, that's something good. I think that's everybody. I put under everyone then, under all the items.
All right. So for the Arceus,
this is something I found interesting.
Arceus fragments. We've got Tally, the La Sombra that's looking to convert. Jay again. Celestine. Orson Holden. Nefertiti. Aristotle DeLaurent. Uarsa Caine again. Cromwell again. And Beckett. That all kind of makes sense. And then the statue of a demonic creature. We've got Francisco Horatio Nefertiti. Sabu. Fangs. Orson, Nerd, Gerhard Liebner, the doctor who was apparently a fallen angel of some sort.
Detective.
Mark's. Yeah, detective of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Stantz, again the hunter, and Kui Yaling. Looking for that. Okay, cool.
And Beckett and the book is one of the things that we assume he's going to end up with the book just because we know that's what he really wants, right?
You assume that's what he really wants.
The copy of the book, wasn't that the thing we were that was his whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we wanted him. We wanted to question him about it.
That's what you're assuming.
Oh, of course, I know, but that's why I said we assume he's going to end up with the book. I am assuming. Mm-hmm. And then the cup is what Francisco really wanted, from what we understand.
Well, I mean, he probably wants everything to do with the cup, so what we know of it is, if I recall correctly, let me look back in my old notes.
I'm just saying these are the things that were kind of on our radar already. going into this. I'm just trying to remember.
Oh yeah, my brain
It was
is
Francisco
melting.
in the cup. It was Francisco in the cup and Beckett in the book.
Beckett in the book.
Beckett in the book.
Ventrue appealed to the third gen in the process of ridding them of a curse. They would need something that, should Caine return, would prove them still worthy. And that's from the pages that we found a long time ago. Tablet doesn't talk about Caine, it talks about the first ghoul. Jabal was master of the servants, only ghoul ever created by Caine. He's stories say he's as powerful as an antediluvian, most powerful of the children of Seth. Caine saw he'd be needed, and if he wandered the world, he'd be lost. He entrusted to his servant VtM to guard over for all time. One drink would sustain him for centuries, which would keep him sacred and safe.
Yeah. Also, if I remember correctly, we talked to Jay at one point, and he mentioned the golden coin, so I know that's what he's most interested in.
He mentioned that he knew about them.
Yeah, he mentioned that and it wasn't that gold coin, it was the coin that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I thought it was that one.
I want to be clear, is that the coin that I had, or is that a different coin?
It's a different coin. There are similarities between the coin you have and the golden coin, I will say. Because on the one side, as I said, was the mark of like early vampires, and the other side was a drop of blood. But it's a different style of coin than yours. So...
Okay.
It's probably similarly an artifact from that time period, but it seems very unique and different.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so... we know kind of who's going for everything. The first auction will go up. Now, are you doing anything to interfere with the auction for the Goblet of the First?
I mean, Dawn is going to outbid everybody.
Okay, so you're ensuring...
I thought I was in the back making sure no one fucked with shit.
I thought Ryan was bidding for you.
You could have Ryan bidding for you.
I mean, you have him written down,
Sure.
that's why I assume.
Yeah.
Well, he also has Dawn written down.
Yeah,
that's true.
but you told me to, so that's why I switched that when I was doing that earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ryan can go ahead and do that.
Okay, so Ryan will take care of that. Okay, so the goblet will go. There will actually end up being a pretty high bidding war. Vasilisa and Victor will kind of hit out early. They'll go in for a little while, almost testing the water. Helena seems to be a bit of the same. She and Beckett also go for a while for bidding. Francisco's very insisting, as is Nefertiti. Uarsaken also occasionally chimes in. Jay chimes in early, but then doesn't seem to chime in more, though it doesn't look like he ends the bid. As the bidding goes on for an actual quite a while and gets up there in price. Let's say it started at like 100,000, we'll say, was the first bid. It's getting up to 10 million now.
Jeez.
Yeah. There is seemingly this bidding war going on. Ryan looks incredibly nervous about this entire thing, but keeps going. I'm just going to roll something here for Ryan.
Do I shit my pants for all?
He seems good.
He does not shit his pants. Look at him
He
go.
has very little willpower and rolled very well for his very little willpower.
Excellent.
Uh-huh.
So who are the last people standing, so to speak?
Nefertiti eventually just ends out as more of like it seems like almost as a whim, she just stops. Jay puts in one more time around 15 million and then doesn't say anything else after that. It ends up being Francisco, Ryan, Uarsaken. And the three of them continue the bidding war for quite a while until it hits 25 million. And Ryan kind of throws, after that, Ryan just hits down and goes, 30 million!
And then people.
And
Yeah.
it kind of just ends with that, as people are just flabbergasted. Like, the people that were bidding, like, just are, like, thinking to themselves if they can hit that much for a minute, and it's enough time for, you know, the quickness of the auction to end it out.
Oh.
Okay.
Good on Ryan.
Ryan,
Good
so
roll
is it-
from him for his confidence.
He rolled a 10.
Holy shit!
Yeah, his roll was...
Did he have 1 and rolled a 10?
No, he had 3 dice and rolled a 10, a 5, and a 3. So I'm like, he rolled a 10! He's got the confidence in it! He kept it together.
He's doing
That was
it to
kind of why I
impress
wasn't
Sarah.
thinking about going with Ryan, but
I know, but it worked out. Oh, I knew that was definitely a problem, but I was that I was going to be like,
It was
I'm
going to be
in
a
the tech booth,
hilarious
so
problem.
it was kind of up to Ryan or Don, but
Oh, I'm the muscle.
I was only going to step in to bid for the sword. That was all I was planning to bid on.
All right, the second auction goes up. The Web of Anasa. In this one, it starts out at a little less than the previous one. The goblet was one of the big ticket items. This one starts out as 50,000 and kind of walks up that amount. Tamalapake throws out some prices very early on. Fangs does kind of add in something, but Fangs I'm going to call him the guy from The Price is Right that outbids you by $1.
He's that asshole.
He really, really is. It's like people. He does not care. He just puts it out. So it's like 50,000, 50,001.
He's me bidding on shit on eBay.
Yeah, so basically he's just trying to drive up the price.
Orson seems to get in there for whatever reason. As does the Mokale very early on, but then he kind of gets out. Walks on Earth stays along with it, with Questamala giving out an early bid and then kind of drawing back for a while. Mr. Fisher also seems to be kind of getting into the more bidding war with Walks on Earth. Though again, Fangs occasionally just chimes in with his extra dollar. Tamalapake eventually, though, takes a moment and then seems to back out of it. Also, Mr. Orson, Orson Holden, he will continue on for a little while, but then he will seemingly take some consolations, be on the phone with someone, and eventually bid out. Walks on Earth, Questamala, and Mr. Fisher continue for a while longer on the bids. Mr. Fisher seems quite intent on that, and Questamala seems very hard-pressed and eventually starts pulling a little bit of Fangs, getting smaller amounts in order to, sort of, keep up the bidding and keep in it, but seemingly not be able to keep up maybe with the price. Eventually, though, Walks on Earth will actually turn to Sebastian McDown, and they'll talk for a minute while the things are going, and he'll throw out a bid of 2 million. Mr. Fisher will then basically not continue at that point in time. You will see then, in between auctions, Walks on Earth is going to approach Questamala and talk with her for a little while. After everything was done.
So who won that one?
Walks on
Walks
Earth.
on Earth.
Walks on. For 2 million, right?
2 million, yes. If you want to make note of this somewhere.
Yeah, I'm making note of it in the side.
On the document.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Bonds of Dreaming, the set of old coins made of iron that seem to be very nondescript. Now this one begins quite efficiently. Mark's stance and his hunter group seem to be a particular interest in it, with Orson kind of throwing himself in about it. Sylvan occasionally throws in a mount. Sabu and William Waldberg are also bidding on it, but they seem to be less interested in it. Tally and Horatio seem to be in it for reasons also. So it seems that the main bidders are Sylvan, Mark, and Ryan, actually. Ryan is actually pushing forward. He will actually text you.
Oh, I do want to say, in between the first item and the second item, I would have given Ryan a pat on the back.
He's going to text you. It's like, can I borrow some money?
How much?
It's probably important. At least the Great Lord Cockroach tells it to me it's important.
You did a wonderful job on your instructions, so if you can keep... What's the starting price for this one?
This one will be, we'll say, another 50,000 one.
Okay. If you can keep it under 2 million, yes.
Okay. Mark Stance will get up to about 1 million. Tally, Orson, Wahlberg, Sabu, and Horatio will all bow out. Sylvan will kind of push it forward a little bit higher, but Ryan will actually manage to get it under 1 million with 1.5, and then win it.
Okay.
Ryan has a knack for bidding wars.
Yes. He will text you something, though, afterwards. The Great Lord Cockroach said that it's an item that, he said that, these dreamers or something, this can draw them out and be used in order to, apparently hunt them?
Okay.
I don't know really what that means, but apparently it's a very dangerous item for them. And that, if you would, not use it for such things, it could be, or give it to them to destroy, could be a way to favor a deal.
Okay. All right.
For those of you, I'm talking about basically, it's an item for basically hunting changelings.
Oh, the dreaming. Okay, yes, that would be...
That's why the hunters wanted it. At very least, you know why they were bidding on it. The rest of them, you're not sure about.
That is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Changelings are the saddest.
They're basically like
splat
fae/spirits of the world of darkness.
Yeah, they're also like they kind of pretty much every single one has like a pretty much a really sad story.
Mm-hmm. It's like, and it's like the polar opposite for. Depending on if you're World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness. I think Chronicles of Darkness, isn't it that you're, one of them you were taken as a child and became a change, like a dreamer, a changeling. The other is that you're just, like, you were inserted, is the opposite. So you were, like, put in the world in place of a human, and, you basically grew up without knowing about you. They're both really depressing stories, though, either way.
Yeah. So Old World, it's they're okay.
Yeah, it's like
you're
they're
kind of like a fake person. They're like a fake person.
Yeah, it's like you're the opposite of each other. That was what the interesting thing between about that.
So they're what changelings are in history, whereas the other one kind of actually flips it over. What are normally called changelings in history are actually fetches.
Yeah.
So yeah, it flips it around.
Yeah, so that's why I always thought the two of them were very interesting between World and Chronicles, because they were like the opposite.
I didn't realize they'd changed it like that.
But no, it was
that's
actually
interesting.
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. I was like, ooh, they're the opposites.
Yeah.
One's the kidnapped children, and one's the one that was put in place of the kidnapped children.
Mm-hmm. And oftentimes in the New World of Darkness, as playing the one who was kidnapped, when you make it back to Earth, there's always that I now have to deal with the fact that there was a person put in my place.
Yes, I was replaced. The other one is
people know them better than they know me.
The other one was I was abandoned because people thought it was a better idea to put me into the real world, and I don't understand what my nature is. And I have to learn it the hard way, without any help.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, Changeling's a fun one. It's my friend's favorite, so I played it a lot. A friend of mine who likes to GM, so it's probably it was actually my introduction to World of Darkness.
Well,
Changeling.
I think this is a good point for our second break. before we get into the dagger.
Lots of names, lots of descriptions, lots of things, but lots of progress.
Yeah, so you made it through 3 items of the list.
So far, everything has gone as according to plan as we could have expected.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what your in-character reason for pulling the sword is, so...
He thought it was what Celestine wanted.
Also, it's what Dawn wanted.
It was also what I wanted. Yeah, you guys
And
wanted
that way
it.
we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, technically speaking, now you just have it. You can be like, I don't need some money. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're pretty sure that the werewolves wanted it, or like the changing breeds wanted it back to probably reclaim, silver murdering. The Mokle was not interested in it at all.
It's nice to know that we have to give some favor to him, but
I think
still.
Mokle give to Helios instead of Luna, so they're the sun instead of the moon. So Mokle are weak to gold. Interesting little fact.
Ooh.
Instead of silver.
Oh.
Most
Makes
changing
sense.
breeds, it's silver because they look to Luna, but they those that remember the were dinosaurs / dragons, yeah, they go to gold. Sun.
What would it be if you went to Gaia or Earth?
Well,
That
it's
would
because
be-
Gaia is the center, and everyone goes to Gaia. You were all to chosen
I know,
Gaia, but it's like
It's I'm just kind of curious if there's a curse related to Gaia.
I don't
Anyway.
know, because it's really like when it comes to werewolves for the moon, it's the auspex you were
Yeah,
born
werewolves
under.
are pretty much I know. Werewolves are basically chosen by the moon, whereas all other changing breeds are basically chosen by the earth.
Yeah, they got their own weird things.
I think the curse of Gaia is mortality, which is humans.
That's fair.
God, yeah. Oh no. I think I actually know that's the Weavers say, because man is the children of the Weaver more than anything. We bring order to the chaos much more than we should.
Yeah. Okay, well, break.
Anyway, yeah, break.
All right.
So, drink, snack, bathroom. I'm going to go grab a drink. Everybody else, you could do the same, or whatever the other things you need to do, and we're back in a little bit. So, see you in a second, folks.